The golden age of Hollywood was marked by the dazzling beauty and immense talent of its actresses. However, many of these stars faced tragic circumstances that led to the loss of their former allure, often due to illness, accidents, or the pressures of fame. Here are some poignant stories of actresses whose lives took such turns. Rita Hworth, once hailed as Hollywood's love goddess, captivated audiences with her striking beauty and magnetic screen presence during the golden age of cinema. Rising to fame in the 1940s, she starred in classics like Gilda, becoming a symbol of glamour and allure. However, behind the fame, Hworth's later years were marked by tragedy. In her early 40s, she began showing signs of early-onset Alzheimer's disease, a condition not well understood at the time. As the illness progressed, it eroded her memory and independence. Her daughter, Princess Yasmin Aga Khan, recalled heartbreaking moments when Hworth could no longer recognize her. Misunderstood by many, her erratic behavior was often mistaken for alcoholism before her diagnosis was made public. Hworth withdrew from the spotlight as her condition worsened, becoming one of the first public figures associated with the disease. She died in 1987 at the age of 68. Her legacy endures not just through her films, but also through awareness and advocacy for Alzheimer's research inspired by her tragic decline. Jean Harlo, the original blonde bombshell, rose to stardom in the early 1930s and quickly became one of Hollywood's most iconic sex symbols. With her platinum blonde hair and magnetic screen presence, she starred in hits like Hell's Angels, Red Dust, and Dinner at 8. Despite her glamorous image, Harlo's life was fraught with personal tragedy and declining health. In 1937, at just 26 years old, she suddenly fell gravely ill. Initially thought to be influenza or complications from a wisdom tooth extraction, her condition worsened rapidly. Doctors later discovered she was suffering from uremic poisoning due to kidney failure, a condition with few treatment options at the time. Her health deteriorated during the filming of Saratoga, and MGM completed the movie using body doubles. She died shortly before the film's release, devastating fans and colleagues. Harlo's early death shocked Hollywood and marked the end of a bright, albeit brief, career. Her legacy endures as a tragic symbol of beauty, fame, and the fragility of life behind the silver screen. Marie Pvost was a celebrated silent film star in the 1920s, known for her charm and comedic talent. She appeared in dozens of films and was once a favorite of director Ernst Lubitsch. However, her career faltered with the arrival of talkies, and she struggled to adapt to the changing industry. As roles dwindled, Pvost's personal life unraveled. Battling depression, she turned to alcohol and developed anorexia in an effort to maintain the thin figure Hollywood demanded. By the early 1930s, she was largely forgotten by the industry that had once embraced her. Pvost's tragic end came in 1937, when she died alone in her Los Angeles apartment at the age of 40. Her body was not discovered for several days. And the circumstances of her death, caused by acute alcoholism and malnutrition, shocked the public. The tabloid sensationalized her decline, using her story as a cautionary tale. Her death helped prompt reforms in how struggling actors were supported, leading to better welfare programs in the Screen Actors Guild. Pvost remains a haunting example of how fame can fade, and how cruel Hollywood could be to its forgotten stars. Carole Lombard was one of Hollywood's most beloved comedic actresses during the 1930s, known for her sharp wit, beauty, and charm. She starred in screwball comedies like My Man Godfrey and 20th Century, earning acclaim for her natural comedic timing and radiant screen presence. In 1927, at the age of 19, Lombard was involved in a serious car accident that left her with significant facial injuries. The incident threatened to derail her budding career, but through reconstructive surgery and remarkable resilience, she returned to acting. Though she carried subtle facial scars for the rest of her life, they never diminished her star power or public appeal. Lombard's career flourished throughout the 1930s. And she married Hollywood icon Clark Gable in 1939, becoming part of one of the era's most celebrated couples. Tragically, her life was cut short in 1942 when she died in a plane crash while returning from a World War II war bond tour. She was only 33. Lombard's untimely death shocked the nation, and she remains remembered as a talented actress whose spirit and courage left a lasting legacy in film history. Merl Oberon was a glamorous and talented actress of Hollywood's golden age, best known for her roles in Wuthering Heights, 1939, and The Scarlet Pimpernel, 1934. With her exotic beauty and captivating screen presence, she quickly rose to stardom during the 1930s. However, in 1937, at the height of her fame, Oberon was involved in a serious car accident that left her with severe facial injuries. The disfigurement posed a major threat to her career, which relied heavily on her striking appearance. Her husband at the time, British film producer Alexander Korda, arranged for her to undergo extensive cosmetic surgery in New York City. The procedures helped repair much of the visible damage, allowing her to continue acting, though often under careful lighting and camera angles. Despite her successful return to film, Oberon became increasingly reclusive and self-conscious about her appearance. The emotional toll of the accident and the pressure to maintain her image in a beauty-obsessed industry deeply affected her confidence. While she continued acting into the 1950s, the accident marked a turning point in her career. Oberon's story remains a poignant reminder of Hollywood's unforgiving standards. Marie Dressler was a beloved actress during Hollywood's early years, known for her wit, warmth, and strong screen presence. After a successful stage career, she transitioned to silent films and won the first Academy Award for Best Actress for Min and Bill, 1930. Remarkably, her greatest fame came later in life, when she was already in her 60s, an age when most actresses were considered past their prime. Her unconventional appearance and comedic timing made her a favorite among Depression-era audiences seeking comfort and laughter. In the early 1930s, just as her career was reaching new heights, Dressler was diagnosed with terminal cancer. Determined to keep working, she continued filming under closely managed studio conditions. Despite her worsening health, Louis B. Mayer, head of MGM, allowed her to work under reduced hours and with a lighter schedule, hiding her condition from the public. Dressler died in 1934 at the age of 65. Her resilience, talent, and grace in the face of illness left a lasting impression. She remains a rare example of a woman who defied Hollywood's ageist beauty standards and triumphed through sheer talent and personality. Gloria Graham was a celebrated Academy Award-winning actress, best known for her captivating roles in film noir classics like The Big Heat and In a Lonely Place. Her beauty and sultry persona made her a favorite of directors and audiences alike. However, Graham's career was overshadowed by personal struggles and health challenges. In 1974, she was diagnosed with breast cancer but bravely returned to acting after a period of remission. Unfortunately, the cancer returned in 1980, and Graham made the difficult decision not to pursue treatment. Despite her declining health, she continued to work, demonstrating her determination and commitment to her craft. Her final years were marked by a rapid decline in her physical condition. But she kept working until the end. Graham passed away in 1981 at the age of 57. Her tragic decline serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of fame and the hidden battles many stars faced. Though her beauty may have faded, Graham's legacy as a talented and resilient actress endures, inspiring generations of filmmakers and fans alike. Shirley Temple was one of Hollywood's most beloved child stars, captivating audiences in the 1930s with her infectious smile and tap dancing skills in films like Bright Eyes and Curly Top. She became a symbol of joy and optimism during the Great Depression, earning the admiration of millions. However, as she grew older, transitioning from child star to adult roles proved difficult. Her image as a cute and precocious child star limited the kinds of roles she could play as an adult, and her career gradually faded. Despite these challenges, Temple found a remarkable second act outside of Hollywood. In the 1960s, she successfully transitioned into politics, serving as a U.S. ambassador to Ghana and later to Czechoslovakia. She also held various public positions, including working as the first female chief of protocol of the United States. Temple's dedication to public service and diplomacy earned her widespread respect. Though her acting career ended prematurely, her legacy as a pioneering child star and influential figure in international diplomacy endures. Barbara Payton's story is both tragic and cautionary. She was once considered one of Hollywood's brightest rising stars, known for her beauty and talent, but her life took a dark turn due to substance abuse and tumultuous relationships. She was even involved in high-profile affairs with major stars like James Dean and Franket Tone, which added to her allure in the media at the time. Unfortunately, her struggles with alcohol and drugs took a heavy toll on both her career and personal life. Despite her early potential, Payton's star quickly faded as she became more known for her personal troubles than her acting. This led to a steep decline in roles, and she ended up in lower-budget films, often playing more minor parts, which further distanced her from the bright future that had once seemed inevitable. Her life ended prematurely in 1967 at just 39 years old, a victim of the very addictions that had derailed her career. She died of heart failure, possibly related to years of heavy drinking and drug abuse. It's such a heartbreaking story of someone who had all the makings of a Hollywood legend but couldn't overcome the personal demons that overshadowed her career. Natalie Wood was one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses, known for her roles in iconic films like West Side Story and Rebel Without a Cause. With her striking beauty and natural talent, she became a major star in the 1950s and 1960s. Wood's career spanned a range of genres, showcasing her versatility in both musicals and dramatic roles. However, her life was marred by personal struggles, including high-profile relationships, notably with actor Robert Wagner. In 1981, tragedy struck when she drowned in a boating accident off Catalina Island at the age of 43. Her death has remained shrouded in mystery, with various theories about what really happened that night, involving alcohol, arguments, and even potential foul play. Wood's death shocked the world and left fans heartbroken. Despite the unresolved circumstances of her passing, Natalie Wood's legacy lives on through her powerful performances and her unforgettable presence in classic films. Her untimely death remains one of Hollywood's most haunting mysteries. Tyrone Power was one of Hollywood's most popular leading men during the golden age of cinema. Known for his striking good looks, suave charm, and versatility, he became a major star in films like The Mark of Zorro, The Razor's Edge, and Blood and Sand. Power captivated audiences with his performances, effortlessly transitioning between swashbuckling adventures and dramatic roles. At the height of his career, Power was not only a box office draw but also highly respected for his acting talent. Despite his success, his life was tragically cut short. In 1958, at the age of 44, he collapsed from a heart attack while filming Solomon and Sheba in Spain. His sudden death shocked the world, and it marked a devastating loss for both Hollywood and his fans. Power's untimely death left many wondering what he might have accomplished had he lived longer. His legacy, however, remains intact, as his films continue to captivate audiences and showcase the timeless appeal that made him a star. Bette Davis was one of Hollywood's most legendary actresses, renowned for her fierce talent and indomitable spirit. Known for her powerful performances in films like All About Eve, Jezebel, and The Little Foxes, Davis was a trailblazer in an industry that often limited women's roles. Her ability to portray complex, multidimensional characters set her apart and earned her multiple Academy Award nominations, winning two. However, as Davis aged, she faced both personal and professional challenges. Health problems, including a stroke, affected her work, and her later years were marked by bitter feuds with fellow stars, most notably Joan Crawford, with whom she had a long-standing rivalry. Despite these struggles, Davis remained a force in the industry, continuing to take on demanding roles until her health deteriorated. Though her final years were difficult, Bette Davis's legacy endures. She is remembered not only for her unmatched acting ability but also for her resilience in the face of adversity, making her one of the most iconic and respected figures in Hollywood history.